Good afternoon from Universal Orlando Parking Garage. We are headed in today because there is so much Halloween stuff that we haven't seen because we've been out of town. They have put so many props up. The scare zones are nearly complete. This Friday is when the event starts, so it is happening very soon. There's new merch out, possibly food that we might be able to try. They were giving out samples, or they were doing mock service a few days ago, so kind of hoping for that. Never know, it might happen. Most likely won't, but we're hopeful for it. And then we get to see all the food booths. There's so much to see, so much to see. So let's head inside. So we are actually heading into City Walk, but before we get inside, I want to head up these stairs over here because there's something interesting up at Red Coconut Club. So up in City Walk, there is a bar called the Red Coconut Club, and they have hung banners for the Dead Coconut Club. And they have Universal Classic Monsters, kind of like a Monsters tiki bar, like a mid-century modern tiki bar almost. And we have zero information about this, but I love the artwork. It's so cool. Like, this Dracula looks wild. And I like how the little swamp guy, the little creature from the Black Lagoon's got his tongue out like that. It's amazing. I can't wait. We don't know what it's gonna be. We don't know what's happening inside Red Coconut Club. All we have are these and then a few other tiny nods inside of the park. And we'll show you guys when we get inside the park as to what those are. Next stop, the Universal Studios store inside of City Walk. And we've got this huge window display that says Universal Halloween Horror Nights 2022. All kinds of traditional Halloween imagery. And then the shirt that I'm wearing today is right there. That's the one that I'm wearing. Right? No, I guess not. That's the one that Jackson has. Okay, that's the one we got for Jackson. All right, and inside of the Universal Studios store, we've got merch has rolled out here. I love it. And they have been leaning on Lil Boo a lot, but we're still trying to figure out why Casper has been featured here. And also here, Casper the Friendly Ghost marshmallow treats. $10 for 4 of them. And they've got some, I think these are like white chocolate lollipops. A pumpkin one. We've got a little ghosty guy. This one's big, it's a skull. What's this one? Oh, this one's like a cat mask. That's fun. And then this one I think is a witch. And these are $5 a piece. For $10, there is a Everyday is Halloween candy. It says milk chocolate with red gooey center, milk chocolate with green gooey center, and then just regular milk chocolate for the 3 different chocolate bars. Lots of Halloween, the movie merchandise. And I kind of like this shirt a lot. It's cool. It says it's blacklight reactive too. Okay, $37. Our beloved daughter, Judith. Oh, a Halloween scented candle. What does that smell like? Candle kind of smells like a little bit spicy, a little bit sweet, almost like a churro maybe, but not quite. Like a, I don't know, it's hard, very difficult to explain. It smells like home-cooked churros inside of somebody's house. For $33, we've got the blacklight reactive house shirt. And this was actually the shirt that was leaked a little while ago, and everything is exactly as it was on the leaked graphic for this shirt. It's a cool looking shirt though. I like it. Oh, this Halloween Horror Nights. Sorry, I just noticed this guy up here. I gotta figure this out. Is this from, oh no, these are the mutants, right? From Descendants of Destruction maybe? Ooh, or Hellblock Horror, one of the two. I'm very interested to figure out what house this is from. Yeah, because this is Bugs. What is this one? I don't know. Okay, so this is a hoodie, and it's got some of the houses on it. We've got Michael Myers, we've got the Grabber, we got the guy from Freaky, we've got the Classic Monsters, we got this guy, which we don't have any confirmation of what he is. We don't know what this is either, so I'm assuming one of these is Descendants in Destruction, the other one's Hellblock Horror. And then we've got Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake, and then we've got Bugs Eaten Alive down there. So this is a cool hoodie for $57. Yeah, and on the front it just says Universal Halloween Horror Nights. Oh, and this one's just Blumhouse. That's neat. What are these? Are these like coasters? How do you get it out of there? What is that? Coffin box set. Oh, it's a pair of socks. Okay. Then we're heading over to the section that has just generalized Halloween stuff, even though it isn't like Halloween Horror Nights. the theming, like the different imagery is Lil Boo and just generalized Halloween, because this is the 31st year, so they're playing hard into traditional Halloween. Oh, look at these little waist packs. These are cool. How much are they? $32. So then we head over here and you can kind of see how hard they're leaning into Lil Boo over here. They even have these Lil Boo sippers, which are pretty fun. Like, they don't seem like they hold a lot. For $18 on the back, it's very hard to see, but it says Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios. It doesn't light up or anything, but it is see-through right here. So you could maybe put a glow stick inside of it, or a glow cube, and then his eyes would light up and his mouth would light up. Pretty neat, I like it. I like it a lot. Here we are walking into Universal Studios Florida, and you can see they have put up all of the medallions and all of the posters for the IPs. There's no non-intellectual property posters up here. So we've got Universal Monsters, Legends Collide, Halloween, the main medallion here, The Weekend, and then the Horrors of Blumhouse. So, but there are still 2 other arches over here. They might put something up there, you never know. Probably not, but they might. All right, we're heading in and I can already see through the gates. There's a lot to see, a lot to update on. So let's get inside. Before we head too much further in, the first thing that I wanted to mention inside of the park is that we've got this huge stack of speakers here. As you can see, it has started raining, but a huge stack of speakers because these are here for the opening ceremonies. So this is pretty much confirmation that there will be opening ceremonies, kind of projecting noise and music and maybe even a character's voice in that direction. So if you're wondering what the opening ceremonies are, those are kind of an event that happens for the people that are waiting just outside the gates right before Halloween Horror Nights opens for the evening. A bunch of scare actors will come out, possibly even one scare actor with a microphone, or just some like audio cue will happen, and it's just a little ceremony right before the gates open, inviting you into Halloween Horror Nights. So look forward to that at the beginning of the event. So before we head into this scare zone, which is called the Horrors of Halloween, we're gonna head into the Universal Studios store. Number 1, because it's raining, but number 2, because they have some Horror Nights merch here. So most of the stuff we've seen before, like this coaster here, but there is some new stuff that I haven't seen. Like it says scares at every turn, and it's a glass that kind of features the Pumpkin Lord, and he will be a main feature of the scare zone, Horrors of Halloween. And he was also the big boss at the end of a previous Halloween Horror Nights house called Wicked Growth. Check out this hoodie. It says scares at every turn, and then it's featuring some traditional, like a witch, a scarecrow, the Pumpkin Lord, ghosties, these skeletons dressed like, this is a ghost, I guess, but this skeleton is wearing a kid mask, and I think he deserves more attention. True icon. So the very first scare zone that we come to is called Horrors of Halloween, and the description reads, the Pumpkin Lord, the spirit of Halloween, has taken over this year's event, summoning hordes of fiendish characters. Terror has taken root. So this right here is the pumpkin that the Pumpkin Lord will be inside of. He'll be popping out of the top of, looming over top of guests. Oh, I like this. Okay, so we're kind of like, we got some witch things here. We got a cauldron, got a witch's hat, a broom embedded, some elixirs. Because this kind of leans towards witches, we're thinking that this is kind of paying nod to the scare zone that we'll talk about when we get to it, called Conjure the Dark. As we get a little bit deeper, we do know that 31 will be featured heavily at this event because it is the 31st year and Halloween is on the 31st of October. The next little prop that we come to has some pumpkins and a gravestone because there is a scare zone called Graveyard Deadly Unrest. And I think that this is kind of paying homage to that too. Some skulls in there and some bones. Kind of looking through, we've got a lot of jack-o'-lanterns everywhere. And of course, the objective is to find Little Boo. Find Little Boo somewhere. See if we can see him. We know he's up towards the top. Also, it looks like they are testing some of the strobe lights out here, so just be warned, this will be a heavily strobed scare zone. Oh yeah, there he is, just kind of like right in the very center of everything. This one is paying homage to Scarecrow Cursed Soil. Whoa. These like half-decayed crows. And this guy. Whoa. A little spooky down there. They're like a scythe. Some corn. Oh, the corn. Oh dear. Like a little teeny tiny scarecrow. And then of course, hay and pumpkins. And then this area here is paying homage to the scare zone in the New York area called Sweet Revenge. Yes, look at all this candy down here. Oh, delicious, delicious Halloween candy. And a meat cleaver for meaty meats. Okay, I love it. Is that Little Boo down there? Little Boo on the pumpkin or on the Halloween bag? Kind of looks like him, doesn't it? As we get into Music Plaza, we can see they've moved one of the food trucks over here. It still has the summer menu on it, but then next to it, there's a cash register here with, with the Halloween Horror Nights menu. And I cannot wait to try some of this food. Carnitas arepas, mozzarella arepas, witch's spell cauldron stew, served with skeleton cornbread. Look at that guy. Amazing. Oh, scan your phone's camera to view all menus. All right, give it a try, everybody. See if it works. Also, I like that there's like some spooky skeleton hands popping up here at the cemetery. We're starting to see the entrance portals show up, and because this isn't closed all the way, we can tell that this is the entrance to Spirits of the Coven. And their description of this is, they are bewitchingly terrifying. A coven of beautiful flapper witches will lure you into their 1920s speakeasy, reveal their haggish true form, and turn your scream squad into witches brew. They'll be cackling, you'll be screaming. Hashtag Scream Squad. And you can see that they have all of this set up. This entire plaza here, all of Music Plaza is set up with stanchions and dividers to create the space for long, long lines heading back into the sound stages back there for the houses. Hey guys, Future Tim here. So just after recording this video, Universal released the official map of the event. And even though we can clearly see this entrance portal is for Spirits of the Coven by the graphic that is behind the curtain, the official map has Spirits of the Coven's entrance up by the entrance to Despicable Me and Hellblock Horror, which I will talk about a little bit later in the video, and the entrance to Hellblock Horror is here where this entrance portal is. So a little bit confusing because, as you guys know, you can see that it says Spirits of the Coven behind the curtain. That's why I said that this was the entrance to Spirits of the Coven. But according to the official map, this spot, this location, is the entrance to Hellblock Horror, and the entrance to Spirits of the Coven is up by the entrance of Despicable Me. Over here in Music Plaza as well, we have some carnival type games with some spooky Halloween prizes that you can win. Or if you guys watch the live show, you may have noticed we have a gizmo that sits behind us, and we got that at one of these booths, or a friend of ours got it for us. Oh, and they have a football toss and a soccer kick with some original Halloween Horror Nights graphics here. I like this, the black cat and the jack-o'-lanterns. So before we head into the New York area, there's a couple of food booths over here. I love the decorations on them. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we've got this fried peanut butter and jelly, and we had this last year and it was really good. From what we've heard, this is a misprint. It's not gonna be $14.99. Then we've got fried Twinkies and fried Oreos. Delicious. I know that they moved this booth, like, because the fried peanut butter and jelly used to be a little bit further back. Now they moved it out here to the front, because I believe that it was a very popular item last year. And then we're gonna see this lacto cooler kind of everywhere. It's kind of like a purple themed, some spooky imagery here. And then we've got another one over here that says trick or treat. It kind of looks like a spooky face. Let's see what they have on the menu over here. This is where you could get the haunted horseshoe. Okay, we were talking about this horseshoe in the live show. This is an open face sandwich, Texas toast. It's a burger on Texas toast with French fries and cheese and bacon on it. Kind of interested to try it. And then we've got killer stovetop popcorn custard. Popcorn infused custard topped with blood splattered kettle corn. That sounds interesting, to be honest. Souvenir Sam Hain's shocker. Absinthe and green chartreuse. My goodness. But what's the souvenir? It's not this cup, right? This is just a plain white cup. Or is it? It looks kind of like a souvenir cup, doesn't it? Like a blinky? Oh no, that's just, it was like a poor quality image. That's just a pixelization. Just opposite of those booths, there's a big bar where you can get all kinds of different mixed drinks and beers and various alcoholic drinks. There's just a drip dripping right on my head. Electric Death and Ghoul Juice for the Ghoul Boys. So those booths were over here across from the bar that was just beyond this blue construction wall that is blocking off the Monsters Cafe construction. And you can see there is Nest, which is the Transformers show building. But we are headed this way into New York. First thing we come across is a bar with the same drinks that were over at that other bar that was by Transformers. So just over there, there's a bar, and then we've got the same Electric Death and Ghoul Juice for the Ghoul Boys. Oh, and there's a sign here that says, assistance available upon request, because it's kind of high up there. And we can see the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon Race Through New York entrance over here. There's another house entrance or another house portal where you would enter into line to go through a Halloween Horror Nights house. And we have to try to guess what it is based on this little tiny bit of a font. I'm guessing Halloween. So for Halloween, the description reads, silent, merciless, relentless. There's nobody like Michael Myers. And if your Scream Squad is ready this year, you can gather together and face the terror of Halloween from the very beginning. So this particular house is based off of the first Halloween movie from 1978. So down at the end of the street near the New York Public Library facade, we have two entrance portals. And from our deductions, we have found out that this one is Fiesta de Chupacabras. Visit a Latin American village where the legend of the creature Chupacabra is celebrated with a colorful fiesta, and the streets are lined with the crimson blood of tourists like you and your amigos. Hashtag Scream Squad. And then this one over here, we believe that it will be Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake. And we're kind of like leaning towards that because it's gonna be inside of a soundstage, and we know that this is gonna be a cold house and there's gonna be a very large facade in there. So it says, in a New England fishing village, undead fishermen emerge from the waves to seek their revenge. You and your Scream Squad may have escaped their hooks in the scare zone. Now they'll reel you in and drag you under. Ooh, okay, spooky. Now we are headed into the New York section, and this is a scare zone called Sweet Revenge. Let's talk about the tribute store first. This is the same facade that was here since the summer, but they have weathered it and changed the colors of it and turned it into a tribute store. It says dare to enter, and we've got there's a ticket booth out front, some spooky colors, and it says closed. Open this haunting season 1954, frightful, spooky, scary, dare to enter, don't chicken out. Join us for a chilling journey through Halloween, thrills and chills for all ages. Sit and scream, I love it. The best candy in town, enter here. And then we have another poster in here. Ghoulish surprises await you inside. Oh, I love it. Like it is a Haunted Mansion style carnival ride, like a dark ride. Oh, so good. So these are the different rooms. We've got a pumpkin patch. We've got a spooky cemetery. We've got a witch's cottage. And then it ends with a Halloween festival. Haunted Hollow Hills welcomes you to the Halloween festival. And that leads into the scare zone outside. So here in New York, this scare zone is called Sweet Revenge. The sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. So that'll be exciting. And just so you guys know, during the day, anytime you see these tarps, they're not trying to protect anything from the rain. They're just covering up spooky stuff. Like the driver of this tractor here has met his demise and now is covered up with a tarp. So everybody that I've talked to today is like, what do you think about the Mummy? And I'm like, I don't think it's gonna open today because it's getting late in the day. Hey, Future Tim again. Of course, the day after I recorded this video, they opened up the Mummy for technical rehearsal or soft openings. So I don't know how often it's going to be open, and they haven't given an official opening date yet, but it looks like we're heading towards being open more and more from this point forward. So the Mummy opened today for technical rehearsal or soft openings. But then also, we're gonna take a quick break from the New York scare zone here and head down this way here to have a look at these food booths. So the first one we come to, kind of some skeleton theming to it, but check this out. Bog Slime 2, the sequel, that's kind of fun. But then, look at this, pepperoni pizza skulls. Oh my goodness. Little Boost spicy pumpkin bun, amazing. Ah, I cannot wait to try some of these food items. Okay, I will say I am very, spicy butternut squash filled steam bun for Little Boost spicy pumpkin bun. That sounds delicious. I'm very excited that these pepperoni pizza skulls don't have the marinara inside. They have them for dipping. That makes it sound really delicious. African spiced lentils and potatoes entombed in a vegan pie dough. Sounds really good. The other photo has a picture of the Tombstone Red Velvet Cake Pop, looking delicious. The next booth, we've got some vampire theming to it. A nice coffin door here. Petrified rat tails, oh my goodness gracious, what are those? Major Sweets ice cream sandwich, looks amazing. Spicy turkey and squash bun. Oh, I hope the next menu has pictures of some of these other things because they all sound really interesting. All right, let's see what's in this spicy turkey and squash bun. Spicy ground turkey and butternut squash filled steam bun. Oh, that sounds really good. Petrified rat tails are Florida Bay seasoned funnel fries with creamy crab dip and sliced scallions. Okay, that's interesting. Major Sweets ice cream sandwich is zombie candy corn sugar cookie filled with vanilla ice cream. And then we've got one more booth over here. This one kind of looks like we've got, oh, I like this, just some like eyeballs on the ground, smeared in blood. Zombies, okay, we got some zombies going on. Oh, this is twisted taters. All right, we got seasoned salt, garlic parmesan, sour cream and chives, ghost pepper, very spicy. Fiery twisted tater with queso. Ooh, I'm not seeing a frankencoil on here though. Let's see. Oh, this is it. This is the fiery twisted tater with queso. Looks like it's got some hot Cheeto dust on it. Then they also have a specialty drink, the pumpkin gingerbread punch. Back into the sweet revenge scare zone. This is what is causing some people discomfort, is that they are featuring corn, even though it is a poster of corn. We're awfully frightened that there's gonna be a hurricane this year. Halloween Horror Nights superstition does say that if there's corn, there will be a hurricane. So, it might be a hurricane. These little stacks of pumpkins have just been added today. Looking nice, I like it. And it kind of looks like they're gonna light up at night too. Like this is kind of glossy and thinner, so they could have lights on the inside. Maybe, I don't see any cords though, so maybe not. So still inside of the Sweet Revenge Scare Zone. It's a big scare zone in the New York area, across from the Palace Theater, the arcade. We're heading down an area of the park called Sting Alley. And this is exciting because this is a throwback to a Halloween Horror Nights character called Meaty Meats. And this area is called the Meats Locker. And it is a place where you can get what looks like raw meat, but it's not. They're sweet treats. Like, well, maybe not all of them are sweets, but this one's zombie fried brains. Fried cauliflower, sounds delicious. Spicy fried chicken offals, I don't know what that means. Spoiled angry bear meat. Fresh ground princess. Sweet raspberry flavored Rice Krispie treat. Okay, all of this stuff sounds really delicious, and I like the way that it looks. I like the presentation of it, especially here. We've got some meat on display out in front where you buy your items. These are the cash registers, and then you head back a little bit further to pick up your items. This is where they'll have the beating heart gummies back here, and we've seen this before. They're gummy hearts, and they actually beat down because this tray kind of causes a suction. And then more meat items in the counter here. And this is where they're cooking up the items and where you would pick them up. And then of course, right next to that, we've got what looks like a boo hole back here that a scare actor could pop out of. And they have a box in front of it so you don't accidentally go down there. And then there's a little tiny specialty cocktail bar back here where you can get the Bloody Mary. And this, I believe, is the exit. It says do not enter on the other side. Doesn't say anything like that on this direction. Oh, there's another boo hole over here too, right across from each other. Okay, so a scare actor could pop out of here too. Okay, yeah, this side doesn't say do not enter, so I'm assuming it's a one-way thing. Like you go in, you buy your treat or your food item, and then you walk through and exit that way, get scared on either side of you. So before we head out of the New York area, we're gonna head into Louis, see if they put up any decoration, because this is where they're gonna be doing scare actor dining, and the scare actor dining in here is going to relate back to Fiesta de Chupacabras, and you'll get to meet the mask maker that's making masks, like as a family business for the festival where they sacrifice people to the Chupacabras. So far I'm not seeing anything except for there's like some pumpkins back here. Oh, okay, there's a little pumpkin guy over there. Hold on, we'll come back to that. So we've got some jack-o'-lanterns back there behind the counter. Then the only other thing that I'm seeing in here is what looks like it's gonna be a Halloween, the movie photo op. You can see they've got the Halloween poster here on the front, and then a pumpkin, and then kind of just some trees. Oh, because maybe the shape's coming from behind the bushes. So yeah, that was it. That's the only thing that we saw in Louis was the few pumpkins behind the counter and then the Halloween photo op. At the end of the street near Hollywood, we've got, I believe this is gonna be like a drink booth, like a bar, but we don't have any signage out in front of it just yet. And over here by Fast and Furious Supercharged, we have another entrance portal, and we believe this will be the Horrors of Blumhouse. Get ready for a blood-curdling new double feature of Blumhouse horror as your Scream Squad faces a ruthless serial killer and freaky and an evil kidnapper in the relentlessly terrifying The Black Phone. So this is just outside of Fast and Furious Supercharged. And just across from Fast and Furious, we have another food truck where we've got some eats and treats. Sacrificial remains mac and cheese with chorizo sausage fingers, and then burnt offering mac and cheese with char siu pork skewer on the top. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Okay. Oh, I like that this one has chili on it as well. As we are headed into the San Francisco area of the park, we're headed into a scare zone called Conjure the Dark. On the first All Hallows Eve, an evil sorceress called forth monstrosities from dark dimensions. Now your blood will fuel them. Ooh, a little boo hole here for somebody to jump out of, and a trigger right there. So if you guys haven't ever seen a trigger, that's what it is. It's a foot trigger, and what that'll set off is a sound effect from this speaker. As a scare actor is coming out at you, they'll stomp down on that and set off a very loud sound effect to startle you. Okay, so the other things that we saw weren't actually corn. Is this not corn? Kind of looks like corn, doesn't it? It's real. I don't think it is corn, but whatever it is, it looks an awful lot like corn. I like the idea of this scare zone, and I like all the different little props. Look at this gigantic hammer here. That's cool. This is a saber-toothed cat skull? You know, because saber-toothed cats. Why not? Is this a moose antler? Oh man. Spooky goat skulls. So we can see the stage here where the evil sorceress will be calling forth the monstrosities using her cauldron, and she'll come from back here. Still trying to figure out, is this gonna be maybe like a strobe light coming out of the center of the eye up here? Something's going on up there. Maybe some fire, some sparks coming from the top, definitely. Something interesting will be happening, and the door can open. We found that out the last time we were here. And like I've said before, anytime you see a tarp, we know what's underneath, right? I like some of the other spooky imagery in here. This is like a fur coat type thing, because this kind of feels almost like Viking era in this scare zone, with the different designs and the different runes around the stage. And they don't give a time frame other than the very first All Hallows Eve. This is another boo hole with another one of those triggers down low. Back behind Lombard's and San Francisco Pastry Company, we have another bar. It's kind of hidden way back there behind Pier 41. Let's see. Got poison snake bite and some various other things. Let's go back there and see if we get a better description of what the drinks are. This is the area that the actual bar is, and I'm not seeing any more description of what a poison snake bite is. But the fact that it says premium cocktail underneath, and then there's all these shelves back here where they might store liquor bottles, says to me that this is gonna be a full service bar. So this is kind of showing off some of the runes that you saw on the stage for the Conjure the Dark scare zone are replicated back here at this bar. Oh, and you can kind of see they are lit up from the inside on these posts here too. As we've said before, there is nothing happening in the Diagon Alley as far as Halloween Horror Nights for spooky stuff, but it is open during Halloween Horror Nights. So from Grimald Place, we are turning in this direction and heading over here. So we have a Chucky photo op and another food booth. This was kind of an automated photo op where you would step inside and then they would take a photo of you at the right moment. It's supposed to look like you're scared, kind of catch you off guard. I never did it, but we will do it maybe this year if we have a chance. And it's kind of promoting the sci-fi series on USA. And then over here we have a gigantic pumpkin that is a food booth. And I think that we have a menu over here that we can look at. They were doing mock service of this today, but I missed out Oh, they took the menus down and everything. Wow, that's interesting. Now we are headed back towards the Fear Factor stage, where there will be a show this year. So we have a drink booth out here, no menus up. And then back here at the old Fear Factor live stage show, we have what will be Halloween Nightmare Fuel. The show that sparked a firestorm last year is ablaze with a new nightmare. The pyro and aerial performers are back to reignite your fears. It's called Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire. And it kind of sounds like they're doing some rehearsing back there. We've got some lights on, so they are getting prepared. So team member preview is this Wednesday. That'll be their very first showing of this. And then Friday is when the event starts. One thing that's a little bit disappointing to me is that there is still a house entrance over here, even though there's not a house next to Men in Black. So, this is for Bugs Eaten Alive. While touring a 1950s home of the future, you'll be surrounded by the slime of bugs everywhere as hordes of many-legged terrors descend upon you and your Scream Squad. You'll be dropping like flies. So the whole reason that I'm a little bit disappointed in this is that I thought that they were moving away from having an entrance to a house here, because it does cause quite the backup when Nightmare Fuel Wildfire lets out after a show. So it kind of creates this one-way type thing where if you're coming out of Halloween Nightmare Fuel, you can't go into this house. You have to go all the way around the lagoon here. So it is a little bit of a, I don't know, it makes it a little bit harder to navigate when that is happening. So the other thing that makes that interesting is the entrance to the house is here, and you have to go all the way back behind Men in Black, all the way over to the tent house. It's in a sprung tent way back over there. So it's quite the ways away. Just outside of Men in Black, we've got some Halloween Horror Nights shirts. And these are kind of like Dia de los Muertos. And then we've got a lot of the Halloween stuff. Oh, Smiths Grove Sanitarium, Warren County. And then over here by the Men in Black bathrooms, we've got Descendants of Destruction. Careful not to leave any of your Scream Squad behind as you descend the subway tunnels of a deserted New York. Lurking in the dark are hungry mutants looking to feast on their last remnants of humanity. Spooky. So this is what's interesting is usually there are two entrances here. There's this one here, and then there's another one that goes that way. Now they have this one here, and then they moved the entrance to Bugs, like I said, way over there by Halloween Nightmare Fuel. And both of those houses will exit here. So you will end up in this area just outside of the Coke store where you can get your drink at this bar. So right as soon as we head into Springfield here, we see the Quickie Mart, and just inside the Quickie Mart, I'm gonna get me a Simpsons Halloween shirt. So we have always wanted a Treehouse of Horror here, but we haven't gotten one. But this is getting closer. We're getting a Simpsons Halloween shirt. It says Happy Halloween. It ink glows in the dark. It's $28. I'm gonna grab one, you know? Sounds, I like it, it's a cool shirt. As we are heading out of the Simpsons area, we come upon a booth themed to Chucky where they sell Good Guys burgers. Look at this, the Good Guy burger. Look at the ridiculousness of that. All right, the Good Guy burger, oh, it's got pork belly on it, okay. Cheddar cheese sauce, pickled jalapenos with a donut bun topped with red icing and fruity cereal, okay. The Wanna Play beignet, Nashville hot chicken and pimento cheese stuffed beignet. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. And the Chili Lee Ray, vegan quinoa chili with hominy topped with micro cilantro and vegan feta cheese crumbles. Amazing. What does the little nut mean? Contains tree nut. Oh no, wonder why. So we're heading towards Kids Zone. You can see SpongeBob StorePants straight ahead of us. And we have another food booth. This one's kind of like pumpkin themed. This is another Twisted Tater booth. Same Twisted Taters that we saw before. Not seeing the Frankencoil yet. Haven't seen the hot dog wrapped Twisted Tater. Or the hot dog wrapped in a Twisted Tater. So just past that, this is where the Twisted Tater booth was. We have this bar here, and then across from the bar, we have Eats and Treats, garlic Philly cheese steak, mummy cursed tablet cookie. Okay, this looks awesome. Let's go find out what the flavors are on the other menu over here. Oh, we have a picture of the garlic Philly cheese steak here. That looks good. Comes with fries and everything. Okay, a sugar cookie with gold dust, and the garlic Philly cheese steak, tender shaved beef served on a black hoagie slider roll with caramelized onions, peppers, sauteed mushrooms, and Munster cheese with a roasted garlic aioli. Sounds really nice. Ooh, listen to this drink. The Tinseltown Terror. Okay, So this one's kind of themed to Universal Classic Monsters. So just outside of ET here in Kid Zone, we have 2 portals. This first one here is The Weeknd. You love his music, but can you survive his mind? The Weeknd is about to stalk your Scream Squad through this house. A surreal living nightmare from his After Hours video. His nightmare is now yours. And then this next one back here is for Universal Monsters: The Legends Collide. If you thought 1 Universal Monster was scary, how about 3? Summon your Scream Squad, because you're about to get caught between the Wolfman, Dracula, and the Mummy together for the first time. Now, we have found all of the houses except for 1. We haven't found Hellblock Horror, and I think that one is supposed to be up at the front of the park, kind of in the Music Plaza area. So on the way out, we're gonna check back there and see if we can find that entrance portal. Maybe they haven't put it out yet. You never know. We're gonna look though. So we're gonna do a little bit of backtracking here. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna head through this scare zone and head to the front of it, because it kind of has a direction that you should walk through it, and that is from the other direction. So we're gonna head through and then we'll walk back through this scare zone. So just to give you guys an idea of where we're at, we are just across from Mel's Drive-In, and we're heading into Central Park, and this is Scarecrow Cursed Soil. At an abandoned farm, scarecrows have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt you and seek revenge. They'll harvest your screams. Look at this old Plymouth right here. And this gigantic barn. And it does seem like, so although I don't know if we're gonna have overhead, like flying scares, we will have people overhead here inside of the barn, up high, trying to scare you from above. Oh. Look at this one random lantern way up high. Oh, so there's kind of like lanterns throughout all the trees. Ooh, I like that. And they're very subtle. There's not a lot of them. And of course, a scarecrow scare zone wouldn't be complete without scarecrows in it. So there are kind of scarecrows everywhere here in this scare zone. Lots of fence panels around, some rotting pumpkins. Little structures here and there that somebody could pop out of. Okay, so this is an illusion. This looks like wood, but it's actually rubber, like stretchy. So somebody could pop out of here and scare you. Oh, great effect. Got some more little areas here where people could pop out of. Then we got some more scarecrows. I like this. It's like having your head surrounded with bees. And this lady right here is my absolute favorite. Look at her. Look at the expression on her face. She has a ton of arms too. And then this guy, traditional spooky scarecrow. Oh, he's wearing like a gas mask. Ooh, frightening. Oh yeah, some more rotting pumpkins. And like a carriage here. So we've actually walked this scare zone 3 times now. We came back up to the front because off to the right, there is another food location, kind of themed to Dia de los Muertos. What do we got here? We got some chicharrones, street tacos, tamales, mangonada popsicle, and popcorn. Ooh, okay. Sounds very nice. I don't see where the actual menu is. Like, where do you put your order in? Okay, I don't see it. Because normally, on all the other booths where the cash register is, there's a full menu that kind of gives a description of what everything is, but not here. And then in the area where the tables are for this food location, there's this courtyard, and they have put up this gigantic facade in front of this fountain here. And it looks awesome. And then over here at the lagoon, we've got Ghoulish, a Halloween tale. On a Halloween night, a ghost story becomes reality as you go beyond the grave in a spectacularly spooky show on Universal Studios Lagoon. So this is their lagoon show. It uses projections and water screens, that sort of stuff. But I do like the little details here, and they're hard to see here at night. But you can see they bought it for $31. It plays at 31 RPM, and there's a 13-page read-along book. And then in the upper right-hand corner, it is issued 1031. What does it say across the top here? Halloween Horror Nights, Records, and Story. I like it, it's cool. So now it is starting to get a little bit dark, but we're headed past Mel's Drive-In, which at Halloween Horror Nights becomes Mel's Die-In, and they just block out the R and the V. Down here, there's a bar. So you can see this bar down here is themed to the weekend. It's very large. We got kind of a lot of stuff going on here. We've got a specialty drink called Save Your Tears, which is one of the songs from the album. And then we've got a lot of different drinks, beers, ciders, lots of fun stuff. Now, I will be lodging an official complaint if this is open on Wednesday, Thursday during the run of the event. No, I'm just kidding. It probably will be open every night, even though it's called the weekend. All right, so now we are headed into the Hollywood scare zone. And as with the one in Central Park, we're actually gonna walk through and not film and then turn around and come back. But before we do that, I wanna head over here to Horror and Makeup Show because there is a tribute or a little nod to the Dead Coconut Club, which we saw in City Walk earlier in the video, somewhere over here. We just gotta find it. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so if you're looking at the Horror and Makeup Show marquee out in front of the Pantages, just over here to the right, we've got a little tribute to the Dead Coconut Club right there. We've got a Dead Coconut Club swizzle stick sticking out of a tiki mug, and then a drink menu for the Dead Coconut Club, which I'm very excited to see. Like, what does this involve? What's gonna be happening here? What are they gonna be doing? And they also have a Dead Coconut Club coaster. So just to give you guys a little bit of perspective of where we are now, there's a Universal Studios store. If you were to go straight, that is where Despicable Me Minion Mayhem is, and the very first scare zone that we talked about, Horrors of Halloween and the Pumpkin Lord are over there. But we are turning around and heading in this direction into Hollywood, into the Nettlewoods Cemetery. And this is for a scare zone called Graveyard Deadly Unrest. On All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon a cemetery and awakens long dead spirits. No one living can escape them. So yeah, this is just a graveyard with undead people coming out and attacking you. Not at all what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be vampires. But this is a pretty wide open scare zone. Lots of space, so if you're a little bit more scared of Halloween Horror Nights, this would be a great scare zone for you to come through because you can go up here by the buildings and you are less likely to get scared. It's still possible, but this is a wide open space and usually the scare actors are focused on the people out in the street. Now, if there's not a lot of people out in the street, they might see you trying to skirt the scare zone up here and come and get you, but maybe not. Also interested to find out what these stairs are for. Just so like a random set of stairs over here, not leading to anywhere, just leading up into the air. Maybe they're for this stage, I don't know. We also have another set of stairs over here. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're gonna have, you know those people that act like statues and they stand up? I feel like they would give them a bigger stage though, not just a set of steps. So this is what I'm talking about. So like a set of stairs, maybe they have one of these guys up there, somebody kind of like this, but it's a real person just painted like a statue. Ooh, I hope that there are gargoyles too. There might not be. So I'm kind of leaning towards, with looking at the way that this looks, a little bit less zombie, a little bit more ghostly. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily people falling apart, but still like wearing what they wore when they died or wearing what they wore when they were buried. She's kind of spooking me out, isn't she? Look at those eyes. Nettlewood Cemetery. I love it. All right, so that is everything except for the very last house that we haven't found yet, the prison house, Hellblock Horrors. So we're gonna head back towards Music Plaza because I feel like maybe it would be there or maybe over by Minions. We're gonna find it for you guys before this video ends. There it is, we just missed it because the rain had just started, but out here in front of Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, we've got the portal for Hellblock Horror. Enter a prison whose savage inmates are monstrous creatures. If they break free from their cells, it's a death sentence for everyone. I like that there's just a minion next to it. Like, dangerous creatures breaking free from their cells, terror. Hey guys, last Future Tim interruption here. Just wanted to reiterate that even though I am saying this is the entrance to Hellblock Horror, the official map states that this will be the entrance to Spirits of the Coven, and the official entrance to Hellblock Horror will be in Music Plaza, where we showed the entrance to Spirits of the Coven. Sorry for the confusion. This is just what we saw with our own eyes when we filmed this video, and then the day later, they put out a map saying otherwise. So we'll see what is the actual case when we get to the event on Friday. Ooh, okay, as we're leaving, they've added some like purple accents back here on these lights. looks really nice. So very excited for Halloween Horror Nights to start. It starts this Friday, September 2nd, and runs through October 31st, Halloween. And it's just select nights. Like, it's usually weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You have to check. We'll put a link to the website down below because it varies from month to month and from week to week as to when it's open. And we'll put the full calendar in the description down below so you guys can check and see if you're interested in coming to Halloween Horror Nights when it's actually happening. I don't know, I'm excited. All of the houses sound really good. All the scare zones sound really good. There's so much food. I cannot wait to try all of it. I am so darn excited for this year's event. We'll be here definitely at least 4 times during the season. 1 to just experience the event, 1 to try the food, probably 2 to try the food. Trying to get maybe do scare actor dining, maybe do an Unmasking the Horror tour, you never know. World is our palm tree. So all in all, a fantastic day. And with that being said, we are off. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
We are the Mexican family from Northern Ireland, and that was kind of the faded price.